It's peace. You just never know.
I was just like, this is what I have to look forward to.
Off the leash, I feel like a dog. I can't have the fleet. Keep it pee, never needed you, but you.
What's up, YouTube? My name is Mackenzie, and this channel is based off of my journey in nursing school. And if you like that, stay tuned. Today's video in particular will be about my third semester in nursing school. I'm in an ABSN nursing program, so I will have my bachelor's when I get done. And I have one more semester to go, which I actually start tomorrow. By the time this video is out, it's no telling when that's going to be. I'm probably going to be balls deep into the fourth semester. I just wanted to recap this third semester. I want to start this video off by saying that my first semester of nursing school was by far the hardest semester that I've had to go through. I believe that they make it so hard so they can weed out who really wants it, because honestly, I thought my entire, now nursing school is not easy. I'm not saying that the semesters I've been in or the classes after first semester have been easy. I thought that, you know that term when people say it's like a fire hydrant, and it's just, oh man, what's the term? I'm gonna try to find it. But it's like the fire hydrant, like you're always consuming, can't think, but I just thought it was just so overwhelming. So I just thought that every semester from there on out was going to be like that. I just feel like I just could never get over the hump, you know. It's just like as soon as I thought I could see the light at the end of the tunnel, boom, it was just more. It's like boom, boom, you know. And I thought that's how my entire nursing school journey was going to be. Now, I did recap my first semester of nursing school. I semi-recap my second semester of nursing school, but it was kind of like a recap plus like / ABSN journey thing. But this one is particularly dedicated to my third semester. Now, I do want to say that I have some great news. I actually was offered my first job offer. It is in a progressive care unit. It's critical care. It was crazy because for my interview, I actually shadowed for about an hour before I even had my interview. And my interview probably was about a good 45 minutes long, maybe even a little bit longer. I was kind of unsure about progressive care because I thought it was going to be so similar to med surg. And some units who are progressive care probably are med surg. But this unit in particular, it is like an ICU step down. It's really giving ICU 2 to 3 patients. It seems like majority of the time we're going to get 2 patients. And when I go through my residency program, I will be going through it with the critical care unit. When I applied for the critical care units, all the ICUs, progressive care was on the list, and it was my second choice. I'm kind of excited, you know. I did accept the offer. I am excited to, you know, hopefully start in February, which is my projected start date after I take my NCLEX. So I'm excited. I just want to say that every third semester in our accelerated nursing program, it seems that everybody starts getting jobs. You know, this is when we start applying. I know some people who have had jobs, some people who still haven't heard anything back from places, some people who are still waiting interviews. That is just a little wrap up, a little FYI for y'all as far as like the jobs go. But I'm excited, y'all. I can't believe that I just went through my third semester. When I started my third semester, I was just like, you know, I've got through these first 2 semesters. I'm just so ready to get this third semester out the way, because mind you, my third semester was the entire summer. I got 1 week in between second and third semester as a break. I got 2.5 weeks for this third to fourth semester, which was a little better. You know, it's always something. It's always nice to have that little moment, and then having interviews and getting job offers just makes it just like, oh my gosh, like I'm really about to graduate nursing school, and I just really can't wait for y'all to come along this journey. I haven't really been doing a lot of vlogs because I just feel like my life is so redundant at this point. I'm just creatively not in the vlog space. Come the end of the semester and graduation, and when I start working and start taking trips and stuff, y'all will come along for all of that. I will be vlogging more, but just stay tuned if I really want to see me in this nursing journey. And I'm so grateful for everybody who has been watching me, because I really started being consistent on this channel when I started nursing school. So if y'all been here since the beginning, y'all been here since the beginning. I started like really recording videos towards the end of my first semester and became even more consistent come April, my second semester. So y'all been here since the beginning. If we locked in, ain't no switching. I seen that TikTok where they be like, that's us. So the classes that I had this semester, I had my pediatrics class, I had my med surg 2 course, and I had a research class. Now I'm going to start with my pediatrics class. I was so scared when it came to pediatrics because I thought that this was going to be what really broke me. Last semester, it was my advanced assessments course, so I thought I was going to really struggle with pediatrics. Now, pediatrics, you have to really study for that class, all classes. It's just like a different material. It's a lot of, you're learning a lot of the same material that you've learned in patho and that you've learned in med surg. They more so test us on how to take care of kids and children in the most appropriate way according to their developmental age, and you need to know how to handle it that way. It was not as much as the disease process, but like how to handle kids according to where they are developmentally, because just because my kid is 2 years old and your kid is 2 years old does not mean developmentally that they are at the same spot. So you need to know how to handle children accordingly, and that was basically what my pediatrics class was about. I ended the semester with a B+. All of my exams I made a B+ on. I was so scared that I was not going to do good. For my pediatrics class, we had 2 exams and 2 quizzes, either 2 or 3 quizzes, I'm not exactly sure. So when it came to my exams, I had to really knock it out the ballpark, and I passed, and I'm just so excited. I remember at the end of the second semester, the third semester had just taken their pediatrics exam before us, and I heard somebody over talking like, how do you think you did on this exam? And the person was like,
it's peas, you just never know.
I was just like, this is what I have to look forward to. That was not a confidence booster at all. So I literally went to pediatrics with that looming over my head. It went really good. My pediatrics clinical, if y'all not new here, then you already know I love my pediatrics clinical so much that I literally applied for all of the pediatrics because I just really feel like that's where I belong. I still feel like that's where I belong, even though I did take this critical care position. I'm grateful for this opportunity. I'm going to use this opportunity to soak in everything that I know, and when it's time for me to make that decision to go to pediatrics, I am, because I'm going to end up in pediatrics. That's just where I'm going to end up because I really enjoyed it. Later I found out it was the ortho trauma unit, which makes sense. I really wasn't sure. Honestly, every floor to me just seemed like a med surg unit, and nobody could tell me what these units were. Every time I asked what unit this was, no, the nurses never had a definitive answer. When I was applying for the pediatrics and I emailed the supervisor for that unit and I looked and he was the ortho trauma manager, I was like, okay, we dealt with so much trauma and orthopedic stuff, like we really did, so it really made a lot of sense. But it was amazing. I got to give so many meds, and I know I probably said this on a previous video, but I just really loved that clinical rotation. Like, the nurses were so willing for us to do so much as far as meds, Foley catheters, straight cathing. I got to do a lot. I got to do so much medication. Like, the nurses really entrusted us, and it made me feel at the end of that rotation that I felt more confident in my nursing skills, because no other rotation I had been on let us do so much hands-on stuff. So I mean, I'm sitting here like, dang, when I become a nurse, I'm gonna be insecure or not confident in my abilities and my skills as a nurse, which I'm still not 100% there, obviously, but just having that hands-on experience really helped. Now, my med surg 2 class, for my program in particular, mind you, I am in an accelerated bachelor's ABSN Science of Nursing program and ABSN. I don't know why I had to struggle with that. My Med Surg 1 course was 1,000 times harder than my Med Surg 2 course. Med Surg 1 was a lot of assessments. Med Surg 2 for me was not as much assessing. Med Surg 1 was more like intervention questions. Med Surg 2, I don't really know how to explain it. I do think it was more of like disease processes. The teacher was just so helpful in making sure we did not fail. I mean, she didn't give us the answers, but she gave us a lot of resources that prepared us for all of our exams. Now, my Med Surg 2 clinical was on the unit that I actually work on, so I was familiar with some of the people because it was daytime. I work nights. You know, we have shift change. You see those people all the time, so they were familiar with me. So it was nice to see my unit from a daytime perspective because I'm just so used to nights. One time I did get to go to hospice and I was down there. I got to drain a Pleurix drain, and this one was in their stomach, I believe. That was crazy. Oh, and by the way, I did in my pediatrics course, which I thought was so crazy, I got to see a doctor remove a chest tube from, I believe the child was like 15 years old. So a 15-year-old person getting a chest tube removed from them, I got to see that. And it's just crazy because they literally have like a gaping hole in their chest. And I got to see the physician take it out, and then I got to do this Pleurix drain. I got to clean a wound, and I got to undress the wound, clean the wound, redress the wound. It was just crazy because, remind you, these patients are my patients that I have as a CNA, so being on the floor and doing like nursing skills on these same patients was kind of interesting. I just want to say that I will never ever in my life be a wound nurse. Ever. Will never ever happen after that. You know, I even said it in the moment. I was like,
I'm so grateful for this opportunity, but I don't think wound care is for me.
But I continue to do it because it was a great learning experience, and I know I'm gonna have to take care of wounds all the time. It's a lot of things that I know that my stomach will not be able to stomach, and I think that's one of them. That was a really good clinical rotation. Now, my research class was by far a 0 out of 10. Do not recommend. When we were in that course, I think we just complained so much of just the setup of the class that for the semesters after us, they've changed the entire course. And I think that's important. This is a FYI. Advocate for yourself in nursing school. If the semesters before us never advocated for us, they would have kept a lot of things the same, which were just not beneficial to our just learning. So we had semesters prior to us, like our pediatrics course. They advocated for themselves so much that they changed the course for my class, which I was so appreciative of, which is why I think I did do better than I expected. And then the research class, we advocated for ourselves so much that they changed it, and I think that's super important. So my research class was a group class. It basically was, we worked on a group project for the entire semester, and at the end we put the group project together, did a paper, and turned it in. But we had to work as a group, which I think they do that because, you know, as a nurse, teamwork is very important. So it kind of gives you that experience to work with your peers, and like, you're gonna have to work with doctors, so it's kind of like setting us up for that. I do also have another course this year, semester. I think it's called Management and Leadership, and that is also a group course. So my research class, we had to write papers all the time. At the end, we had to do a paper in PowerPoint. We're constantly writing papers, constantly doing discussion boards. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm like, dang, I'm in nursing school. Like, I ain't want to do all this. So if you think you're gonna be in nursing school and not writing papers, you are sadly mistaken. You cannot avoid it. You can never escape the papers. You can never escape the discussion boards. It's just always gonna be what it's gonna be. But like I said, 0 out of 10, do not recommend. I do want to say my third semester, I think I've managed to create a lot of friendships. I did not think coming into nursing school I was going to be able to find people who I know that these are people I probably want to have friendships with outside of nursing school, especially the ones who are staying in Charlotte. And I was just thinking like, dang, like I really made like friends in this process. And I'm so just grateful for this past year, because it's been a year since I've been in nursing school. My program is 16 months long. I'm not the same person I was when I entered this program, especially socially. I think just so far in this program, I've become more extroverted. I'm still very much an introvert. That is like the end of this video. I'm super grateful. I'm so excited about this journey to come. Like, I've already been looking up apartments and stuff. I'm just like, I can't wait to move out. Like, I got my job, I got my pay, my offer pay, I got all that fun stuff, and I'm like really excited about that. I'm just so excited to have a job. It like gives me something to look forward to. It's like, okay, I got really past this NCLEX. I'm trying to be a one and doneer. I'm prepping myself not to pass on the first time, but I'm going to study like I'm going to pass the first time, because I'm going to pass the first time. I'm putting it into the universe. I'm manifesting to pass the first time. That's it. Like I said, if y'all are new here and y'all want to watch me along this journey, watch me be a hot girl nurse, future nurse bae, then stay tuned into my channel. Like I said, the vlogs ain't here right now, but they're gonna be here soon. You know, we working on it when my life get a little bit more interesting. Just stay tuned for everything that I have coming, and thank you everybody for, like I always say, just showing me so much love. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and see y'all next time. Bye.
I got diamonds doing sissy slides in both ears. Dice rolling on the Las Vegas strip tonight. Slip that on and we might justify. Fucking night, I keep the wallet in my shorty bag. You know she wanna line when she